How's it going then, folks? Hope we're all doing absolutely fantastic. Welcome to another custom tactics video where today we are going to be talking about the 4-2-1-3. It's a formation that got added in on FC24 and I was really excited to use it at the start of the game, and that's what we did. And it's kind of got the cobwebs on it, really. I've not touched it in a little while, so I thought let's bring it back out and let's see if we can create something a little bit unique. Now, when we're defending, this formation and this setup, the way that we have it, is basically going to make it so that you are defending with 5 in midfield and make it essentially a 4-5-1. And then obviously when you are attacking, you have the benefits of that center attacking mid, left wing, right wing, and striker. So it is a bit of an interesting and unique setup. So I hope you look forward to it. And as always, let me know how you find it down below in the comment section. And as I always say with tactics, remember that some things work for some people. You've got to find what works for you and your game style. So I kind of will talk about how we want this to play, and you may need to tweak it based off obviously what you use. So first of all, how do I run this 4-2-1-3? This is how the team lines up. I have Sorloth up front, João Felix and Werner on the wing. What we're really looking for here is players that are happy to drive past their fullback. So players that have pace, you know, your Mbappes, your Werners, your Felix, and so on. People that really can drive. I wouldn't really look for a winger here that is like small and quite weak on the ball. I think Felix and Werner can hold their own a little bit. So that's the reason why I have them there. Now, the centre attacking mid is Dybala. This is a player that you want who is very technical, who can kind of do it all. They can pass, they can shoot, they can dribble. They've got a bit of pace. And ideally, a shooting playstyle plus will go down a benefit here. For me, Dybala on the finesse shot is just so vital, because if he gets just 2 or 3 yards, get it on that left foot into the top corner, really good. Now, I am still using Skip and Uga in DM on this account, only because I really like the fact that they have Tiki Taka plus and Intercept plus. I haven't just replaced them yet because of that. I really do like them. There are obviously better options for your right back and your left back. Just ideally players that can get up and down the pitch, who can help out when you want them to be there. So Udogie and Karsdorp still do the job for me. And yes, I'm still running Gold Van Dijk because he is a demon. So this is going to be talking about for old gen and new gen. As we always do, we do kind of discuss how you would run this differently on old gen if you are playing on that. Now, first of all, we go defensive style of balanced. I think if you watch a lot of tactics videos on YouTube and you go on Twitch or wherever it may be, you will see so many people running balanced defensive style. This is a formation that we're going to start the game with. We don't need to change anything else here. Balance gives us just the most neutral setup. There's no need to be super aggressive from the get-go. So balance is what I like. Now, for our defensive width, this is going to be the same on new gen and old gen. I go 45. This just means that when the opponent has the ball, we're tucked in ever so slightly. The thing to take into account is that on new gen, you basically have an automatic overload ball side. So if the opponent wants to switch the ball from their right back to their left forward or left back on 4-3-2-1, you know how it goes, right? If you've played FC24, you're pretty aware of what works right now. You can't stop that. But the 45 width just means that basically when the opponent's moving in and around the 18-yard box, we're a little bit more compact. So, some people try and go on that higher width, but it just doesn't make a difference when we're talking about that automatic overload ball side. Old gen, I think it works the same with us having 45. I don't think there's a need for you to change it. Now, for our defensive width, first of all, if you're an old gen, I say this in every tactic video, I think anywhere from 40 to 45, 50 is kind of your sweet spot. Old gen is a lot more open. It doesn't have the automatic kind of like drop back that we almost see at times from the AI. It is a more free-flowing game. So if you try to run a higher line on old gen, let's say you run 60 or 70, you can get caught out a little bit more. If that's what you want to do, remember what I say with tactics. You've got to do it to your game style. Then that's fine. You can run a higher one. If you're on new gen, what I'm running right now is 64 depth. If you run 46 depth and above, you will get an automatic AI press. That's what got introduced onto FC24 with new gen users. If you then run 71 depth, you get the automatic AI press and you get an automatic offside trap. I like the automatic offside trap at times, but I also think it can be a little bit like, it's hard to know when the game's going to go right. I'm going to step up here and push that line. It can catch you out a little bit. So that's why I don't always run it. What I do myself is use the D-pad with down, down for the offside trap myself. That's something that I look for. If you are new gen and you want to run 45, 50 depth, that's absolutely not a problem. You're more than entitled to do that as well. But 64 is where I'm kind of happy in this 4-2-1-3. Now, in our build-up play, we go balanced. I did originally try slow build-up in this setup, and I just really didn't like it. For so much now over the years, I've been running balanced. I just think it gives you the best. This is when you win the ball, right? Slow build-up, you know, you can have if you're wanting to kind of be more methodical and play a little bit of football. Fast build-up is the opposite of that, but this leaves you open to the counter way too much. And I did try long ball as well, because I did want to try and hit on the counter with the wingers. And that, for me, is like too much of yeet ball. So again, I want the best of everything, and balance gives me that exactly. Now for our chance creation, you are going to see something a bit different from me this time around. I actually went with forward runs. I originally went with possession because I have been using possession a lot recently and having a bit of success with it. But in this setup, it didn't really work for me in the 4-2-1-3. So I thought, hey, let's give a go with forward runs. And what's this going to do? This is going to spread the play. It's basically going to make an isolated 1v1 battle with pretty much every player on your team. And it's going to give you the ability to just have runners. And when you have those runners, it can make you have so many options for you in that final third. Do obviously be mindful that, you know, when you have these options going forward, along with what we have for our players in box, which we'll touch on in a second, you are going to be open to the counter attack. That's where your right stick switching, your ability to, you know, read an offside is going to be so crucial. Now for our width, I go really narrow here. We go 35. We have a pretty natural width anyway in the 4-2-1-3, and something we do with the player instructions, you'll kind of see how this operates defensively and the attack as well, which does make it a little bit more unique. We do go 7 players in box. I'm committing numbers. I don't mind the centre attacking mid getting forward. One of the CMs kind of being there as well. The right wing, left wing sometimes get in, but our instruction kind of counteracts that a little bit. So you'll see that in a second. 1 corners and 1 free kicks. Touch on this every time. This is personal preference. You go with what you like best. I like 1 corners because I have a corner routine that I use, which is almost guaranteed goals every game for me. So for our goalkeeper, if you want to run sweeper, keeper, comes to crosses to deal with over the top through balls and to deal with the ability for the opponent to cross the ball, feel free. I think this is super effective. I used to run it all the time on FIFA 20. I haven't ran it as much this year, to be honest with you, but it can really work when you have the right sort of keeper with it, who's confident coming out to claim and confident kind of being quick off their line. Now for your right back and your left back, you're going to have the right back on stay back while attacking and your left back on balanced and overlap. This is personal preference, which side, it doesn't matter which one, just whichever player you want going forward a little bit more will be absolutely fine for you. I use Udogie, I want him going forward more than Karsdorp. The reason being for this is that I just don't want all my defenders staying back. I think it can make it really difficult to attack at times if you just leave your defenders all at the back. So commit in a little bit. And also, both of our DMs are on stay back while attacking, cut passing lanes, cover centre. Because we have high players in box, because we're running forward runs, you will find that you are committing numbers forward. So having both of these on stay back means that if Skip does get forward a little bit because you triggered him on a run or whatever, Ugart will be there to kind of hold, which just means you've got that extra kind of breakaway to stop the opponent. Centre attacking mid is on stay forward and free roam. The right winger is on free roam, stay on the edge of the box across, and the left winger is on stay wide, stay on the edge of the box across. So this is a little bit different, right? The centre attacking mid on free roam and the right winger on free roam means that these two move around a lot. You're going to see João Felix play off Sorloth, play off Dybala. You're going to see Dybala move to the right wing into that channel at times. It gives those two players a lot of freedom. While as the left wing, we are saying, right, Werner, stay wide. We want to look for the yeet ball over to you from Van Dijk or from Karsdorp or Ugart for you to look to break away, because that's what he's in the team for, the pace. João Felix is a little bit more comfortable on the ball for me. That's why I don't have him on that stay wide and have him on free roam. Then for our striker, we have him on stay forward. So that is going to give us unbelievable link-up play kind of between these 3 players, and then the width coming in from Werner. Now, the overlap instruction sounds interesting because it's like, well, Werner's going to be so wide. How is he going to be there? Inverted just simply doesn't work. It really isn't inverted enough. They don't go and play basically in centre midfield. Their inverted runs are not very good. So the overlap doesn't really matter as much, but it just means that they are going to be there for Werner to look for that quick slip into Udogie to use that full width. All right, and that is how I run that 4-2-1-3. It's something a little bit different, a little bit more unique, and it's what I've been enjoying. We have recently started a road to Elite Division, well, Division 10 to Elite Division, as an educational series. So if you're looking at improving your FC24 game, I really recommend going and clicking and watching that video. I'll put it on the screen for you here right now. Thank you all for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.